this is my vinegar eel culture. So what I have here is a typical wine bottle, and then I have filter floss, like one of these pads, just, like half, like imagine if I were to cut a strip of this pad. And then I took a zip cord, wrapped it around part of it, and just stuffed it down in here to obviously right there. And then I just filled the very top with just fresh water, fresh clean water. And this is all vinegar eels. Just dump my vinegar eels in there. I got a 5-gallon bucket that I started off with as a wine bottle, just like this. And then I just kind of kept splitting it over a couple of months, and then that months turned into years, and I've been having the same vinegar eel culture for a couple years, about 4 years, and I have just been kind of working on this a little bit, and just like throwing in pieces of apple, whatever type of composting vegetable I have. I threw some pumpkin in once, just whatever vegetables I had. I just threw it in there and they would eat the bacteria and so forth. But let's take a look what this looks like. So, I don't know if you're going to be able to see any vinegar eels in this section here, but they swim through this mass of filter floss to the very top. Yeah, I can see some on the screen right there. In fact, I can see something else in there too, actually. So there's like a little, I don't know what that one little tiny thing is right in front of the black I'm not sure what that is, but there's vinegar eels there. And the very, very, very top of the water, there's going to be a lot more vinegar eels. So we're just going to look from the top, just going down. It's hard to get it to focus. But yeah, I actually took from this earlier today. You want to do this just once a day. So you're not going to see a whole lot of vinegar eels in this right now because this has only been a couple of hours. And for those little guys to swim through all of this is kind of crazy. But that one little weird creature that we saw a second ago, vinegar eels are like nematodes. They look like little squiggly lines. Oh, there it is again. Yeah, it looks like that thing is eating one of the vinegar eels. That's cool. When I suck it out, it looks like a dragonfly or what's the other thing? Not dragonfly, but it's really tiny though. So if it is, it's really super small. Like a mayfly nymph. Kind of looks like that. I don't know what it is, but I ain't worried about it. So let's look at my other food, my other live cultures. Grab my chair. Oh, I'm taking a little bit of break. I just finished up a session with a client, and I'm going to jump into some stuff here in a little bit, but I thought I would take a look at some things just because it's fun. So, I got my flashlight. So this thing here, I took all of the filter floss out of there, and it's washing in my washing machine right now. I stuffed it in one of those washer bags, you know, like those laundry bags that you can put in your delicate, you know, like your delicate stuff that you don't want to get all messed up. So I put my filter floss in that, you know, like these things here, so they don't get torn up. And like washing them in your washing machine is fine. You're gonna get rid of all of your bacteria, but I don't need those things right now, so I'm just gonna clean them. So check this out. I did this earlier. There's some cool little food, little live food in here, little amphipods, different type of copepods. You know what? Let me clean this glass a little bit first. Or this acrylic. This isn't glass. That's actually acrylic. Ooh. Just clean this little spot here. We're just gonna take a look at one little spot. And this water will clear up. It'll clear up over time. I do have an air bubbler in the very back. I don't know where it is right now. It's in there somewhere. I added air to all of my live food cultures, except for the vinegar eels. I also threw in a bunch of snails in this thing too to eat up some of the food that's just sinking to the bottom, that's not getting eat up, because I don't want this thing to stink. So yeah, anyway, okay, so let's take a look. Let's just see what is swimming around here. If I can get this flashlight to not flash, not tweak out like it is. Okay. So I'm just looking for something that's swimming around different than the scuds. The scuds, like that, there's a scud. So I'm looking for things that swim around different than that. There we go. So there's a scud kind of in the middle. You can see it, it's a lot bigger. But you look for little tiny specks. We're looking for the little bitty specks that are swimming around. Like that right there. It was swimming towards the light a little bit. Now it's curling on the glass. I don't know if that's a baby scud or what, but we're just looking for those kind of things. So, so amphipods, copepods, there's all kinds of stuff, little microorganisms. There's so many different type of microorganisms. It's amazing what you can find in your filters. But that's what this was. This was just a whole bunch of filters. I just shook them out, and you're gonna have a nice, see how thick that is, the bottom down there. Okay, let's go to some of my jars. Let's take a look at these jars. Alright, let's start off with this big one here. Let me see what we got. We got a jar. Oh, let's see. Oh, anything in here? It's really hard when the air bubbler, because I mean these little bitty things are not going to be able to swim very well with the air bubbler, so it's going to be hard to see them. But this has got some nice spots where it's not so busy. So there's a whole bunch in this one here. It's a little easier to see. And I don't think there's a lot of scuds in this one. I'm not really sure. You would think there would be a lot. Look at all the rocks. I dumped all of my gravel from my filters in this thing. My little DIY canister filters that I have. See, now this thing's doing... You know, it's funny because like on the phone, like on my little screen... Oh, it just stopped. I was gonna say, it looks like it's flashing on the screen, but it doesn't look like it's flashing when I look at it. Whatever. Okay, so focusing on this. Okay, so it's hard to tell because I do see some things floating around, but I can't tell if they're swimming or if they're just floating. Oh yeah, there we go. Now those are definitely different than okay, so I can see the two little antennas on that one there that's right below the little piece of grass looking thing. And I saw something over here too. I'm trying to remember what those are called. And I just dumped this in yesterday, guys. So this thing has got all mixed up and everything yesterday, so. Okay, enough of that. Let's go and look at some fish. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while, ever since I saw this little fish in one of my tanks. So these are my Japanese blue endlers. Isn't that beautiful? It's nighttime. These guys are starting to go to sleep. They just kind of hang out at the very bottom when they go to sleep. It's kind of funny. All of them. Look at them all. Just chilling on the bottom. This tank is still settling. It's kind of a mess. It's a mess. It's so horrible. It's embarrassing to show you guys. But like I said, you know, like, hey, this is part of the process. I got these tanks all set up. And I keep adding to them. Like I added a bunch of this gravel because there was like no gravel in here. It was almost just a bare bottom, but it had a little bit of sand on the bottom, enough just to be a mess. So I added a whole bunch of this substrate, and I'll throw in some little plants that don't require a lot of light. But these guys are, you know, these are endlers. These are a type of endler, kind of like an endler guppy, kind of like a guppy. They're endlers. Same family, endlers and guppies. So this is what I did, was you can see some of these smaller ones, like that one there, going by the pot, and those there. So I took some of the smaller ones, the really young ones, and there's more young ones in the back. There's another one, kind of right there. I took 4 of these really young ones that look like females, and I put them in here. And look at that. There's my male. This is a endler guppy something or other. I don't know what this came from, but it is such a cool fish. I love that it's just sitting there too. It's just hanging out. So beautiful. Okay. there is my Japanese blues. These are the females. I am pretty sure those are all females. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure those are all females. So I've got this Endler, and that tail is not shredded. I mean, that's a perfect shot of that fish. Look at that. It's got some color in the top part of the fin. It looks like 24 karat gold guppy. Because I do have 24 karat gold guppies. So if a 24 karat gold guppy bred with one of my Endlers, and this is what I got, that's kind of cool, huh? So I took that little guy, very little guy, and I dropped in those Japanese blue females. So that little bitty one underneath the bigger one, and that little bitty one there, and I don't know, is that all? I mean, 3 females is pretty good. It's a pretty good start. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to have to keep a close eye on the larger female, because the larger female is probably carrying. Because it is a larger female, right? It is beautiful. And of course, this is the same tank that my blueberry snails are in. Oh, wait a minute. No. Okay. I just saw this little one right there, and I was like, hey, what are you? I was like, hold on. But no, I think it was one of the little ones that was up there that just swam down here. So, I don't know. I got to keep a close eye on these to make sure that's not a male, because looking at it right here, it might be a male, but I don't know. It might be a female. I hope it's a female. It's got that little black spot on the very back. I'll have to keep an eye on them. Oh, okay. So I got two back there. That one next to it. So I got one there, the 2 back there, and then that one there. So I've got 4 females. If they're females, if they're all females, I just gotta keep an eye on them and make sure they are. Otherwise, I'll be chasing fish down in here and trying to get them out. Because what I want to do is I just want this thing to go. I just want this tank just to go wild, and I'm just going to breed them out in this tank and just let them keep going until I see what is consistent. Because for the most part, these guys are consistent. I haven't seen any random oddball fish come out of these. I mean, like it's so weird to see them sitting on the bottom, but I mean, this tank looks like crap. I know it looks horrible, but they've been okay. Just got to keep an eye on them. I know everyone's like, you're a horrible fish keeper. I am, right now. It looks like I am, but you know, gotta keep moving this shit around. I hate it so much. So that's this tank. So this tank here is gonna be my oddball line breeding project that I'm going to try to do with all these females from these here and that one single male. See what happens with all those females. And then this tank is going to be my random mix Endler guppy fish. So every single time I get a oddball Endler that is not a double swordtail or because I've got the double swordtails. I think the double swordtails are in this tank. I have to take a look. This tank has been a work in progress. I need to take a look to see what this is like. It's kind of a hard tank to get to because my desk is right here. But I can move my desk. I can just take my desk and just move it up against these tanks when I want to work with that tank. And it's going to be really easy to do. I don't know what happened to my wheels for this desk. So I need to go get some more wheels for this desk, which I can pick up at Home Depot or something. But yeah, so I'm still working on this. What I'm gonna do is I've got some of my real high quality substrate, the really super awesome soil, like that nasty shit down in there, right? Which is like, or even that stuff in there. These are all like from filters, nasty, really good soil for your plants. You just dump it in one of these little terracotta pots and then put a whole bunch of sand on top of it to cap it off. And then take one of my plants here, like one of my stem plants, and put a whole bunch in these pots like this one is. Kind of like that one there is. And then just use that as my mother plant and just keep doing clippings for you know, selling at the store or taking to auctions. So these guys, these are my swordtails. They don't have a sword yet because they're babies still. I'm gonna move these guys to this tank. This is my 40-gallon breeder tank. And my mollies are gonna go to that tank. So I got these mollies in here that need to be pulled and move over there. Okay, enough showing around. I'm gonna get back to cleaning. I filled up all of my auto feeders. And I think I'm gonna start some brine shrimp. I haven't done brine shrimp in a while for these guys, so I'll get some brine shrimp going. 21 minutes. The video is 21 minutes. I think I should probably pull that stupid plastic thing out because it's not even supposed to be in there. Yeah. Like, look at these guys. Look at that. High fin platy, Mickey Mouse platy. Like, these guys, those need to be in a tank by themselves. Look, I'm coming my finger for food. Look at that. They should not be in this tank. This is a random mixed swordtail. That is a, I don't know, koi swordtail. I can't remember what type of swordtail that is. But I've got like these. This tank is mixed. This is not good. I need to get this tank situated. Look at all those Mickey Mouse platies. Look at that. High fin Mickey Mouse platies. That is so cool. I need to throw those in a 20-gallon by themselves, or maybe this is a 20-gallon tank, so maybe this will be their tank. I'll keep them in this tank. So the Mickey Mouse platies will stay in this tank, but everything else needs to come out of this tank. So the swordtails need to come out. I don't see this one sad little guppy up there all by itself. It's still alive. It's really late, guys. The light goes off at sunset. I have it set to sunrise to sunset. So the light went off a while ago and I just turned it on. This tank is starting to settle. This is starting to clear up. You can see some of those males now and beautiful coloring on the males. The reason I didn't pull these guys out and mix with the other ones, because that is beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I thought about taking these, but they're not very big. These are small. These are a small type of Endler. I can't remember the name of them right now. But you look at those compared to these. These males are really big. I mean, compared to that, right? So this is a good solid line. I don't get any weird random ones in this. And this also seems to be a good solid line. I don't get any weird randoms in this. My black bar endlers though, are not a good solid line. I'm getting all kinds of difference in this. Like there is, I don't know. I was gonna show you one that so this is supposed to be my 24 karat golds, but I did see an Endler in here. Yeah, I see that right there. There's two different Endlers right there. And like that's an example. I know these guys are mixed in with my 24 carats, but I think that was an accident when I was moving this tank. So. I got a lot of fish in there. That's pretty cool. I need to I need to check this and make sure everything is... Do some sorting. I don't think there's anything in this tank except for plants. This has got my... It's got my clowncheiles in it. I've got a male and a female clowncheile in there, and probably a bunch of babies. I do need to clean this out. This is all rakia. Look at all that rakia. Isn't that awesome? It's a lot of rakia. If I looked in here, I bet I'd find some babies. There's got to be babies in there. Clowncheile babies are so small. I threw a bunch of live food in there too, like a lot of those really tiny little, the Infusoria and stuff. Just like a generic name for microfoods. So yeah. Oh, there's the male. He was, I mean, it looks like a death trap, but they can get in and out of this shit. Alright. It would be so cool to see another female and like, oh, wait a minute. And like, oh, or another male, because like that would mean that they've grown up in here. I really have to do some work in this tank, but I've just been working on getting everything situated and organized in here. Like these plants, I had so many plants. Like that one right there, like in the middle with the white on it, that's like a $30-something plant when I first bought it, and it was like the size of my thumb. That's pretty big now. I tied it to a rock there. I don't know if you guys could see the rock or not. And this giant plant, this Anubias, this big Anubias plant that's tied to that stick. That too, like when I was looking at that, I could have cut that up into like 3 different pieces and had 3 different plants. I want to see it attached to that stick and just grow out. That would be so cool. But, okay, now we're at 26 minutes. All right, cool. Well, thanks guys for watching. Look at the little tiny baby pond snail. There's pond snails in here. I don't think that's a problem. They won't crossbreed with the blueberries. They won't crossbreed with the blueberries. See the 2 blueberries here? See, this is really cool, guys. I am gonna end this video here in a second. I just want to say this one last thing. So like, yeah, like these guys, like they're one of these right here was actually buried in the sand earlier. So they do go into the sand. So yeah. Just something to know. I got my green water. I'll tell you guys more about my green water later. We'll go over all of that. I'll tell you guys where I got these containers and stuff, where I'm all doing this without the... I was literally going like this, but the camera was pointing up here. Like, I got these at Walmart in the vase section where you can get like vases or vases, however you say the word. You know, like what you put your flowers in. So these things are really cool. But yeah, we'll talk about that. I'll do little things like little I don't know, what's that called? Little educational moments of how I do things later. But right now I'm just like, this is the chaos you have to deal with if you're gonna do a fish run. This is the way I do it. Other people are probably way more organized and got their shit together than me, but this is how I do it. So, all right. Thanks for watching. Woohoo!